Okay. My name is Barry Davis, and I'm a divorce mediator. I thought, given the season, that it might be helpful to look at tricks and treats from a divorce perspective. What I'm identifying as tricks is litigation, getting attorneys, fighting it out in court, and treats would be mediation. So when we look at the tricks, going to court, litigating with attorneys, these may seem exciting or even empowering at the beginning. However, these often are driven by or even elicit very strong negative emotions. These strong negative emotions often lead to, number one, bad decision making on one party's or both parties' part whenever their decision making and judgment is clouded by negative or vengeful thinking. And number two, constant fear and anxiety and negative emotions associated with what's going to happen next and always trying to one-up the other person. Now, when it comes to the treats, mediation, we approach things from a very different perspective, which generally produces two more positive results. Number one, since the parties aren't triggered and therefore can think more clearly, they're often able to think about more positive long-term consequences and how we can focus on those, such as retaining their finances and keeping their children out of the middle. Second, we create a sense of openness and positive reciprocity between the parties that leads to goodwill rather than the anxiety and ill will that is generally, if not always, associated with litigation. So these are some of the ways that we can create goodwill versus ill will. To be even more specific, when it comes to the tricks, the litigation, there's several additional things that are difficult. Number one, it often undermines one's sense of stability because they're always waiting for the other shoe to fall. They're always wondering what's going to happen next. Number two, it creates a divisiveness between the parties that often makes it very difficult for them to co-parent once they get past the actual divorce proceedings. And number three, it wastes an inordinate amount of the parties' resources, their money, their time, and their stress level fighting rather than working together to figure out what's best for their children and for their financial resources. When it comes to mediation, on the other hand, we create a sense of stability and certainty because the parties are the ones involved in making their own decisions. Number two, it creates some positive motivation for the parents to really focus on their children and what their best interests are in the long run. And number three, we save the treats, which I'm going to identify here as the financial resources of the parties, for the parties and their children rather than wasting the treats paying for attorneys. So hopefully those are some ideas that you can think about a little bit regarding the tricks, getting attorneys, going to court, battling it out, and the treats of working in mediation in order to come up with a much more balanced, reasonable approach to your divorce that will help you save money, keep your kids out of the middle, and allow you to move on with your life as quickly as possible. If you would like additional information, please feel free to check out my website at davismediation.com. Thank you very much.